Hey, what's up, fantasy people? Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Show. In today's episode, we're going to go over the strength of schedule for specific players. So, not just teams, but the very important fantasy players you want to know about. So, check our timestamps. There might be somebody there that you are looking for. So, thank you so much again, and please enjoy the show. What's up, fantasy people? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Ethan Wolf, coming at you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Football Show. Today's episode, you can see it over my head just floating. It's like an idea, but I wrote it down. That was me. Strength of schedule. So, and this is not, just for each team. This is like per player. So, some teams are weak against the running back, or some teams like, you have to run against, like Kansas City, stuff like that. So, this is more than just strength of schedule for a team. This is more specific. Special shout out to fantasynerds.com because we used their algorithm, their little chart and stuff. But it worked out really well, and it was a super fun thing to do. And we're going to share everything that we learned, which was a lot, with you here in a second. So before we get into all that, Jason, please tell the public how they can help this show.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far, if you could give us some support and give us a subscription, we got a few this week. We love it. If you want to give us a like too to show your love, we love the likes. And we love the interaction with you people. So if you could give us some comments, even from the douchebags, we all like it. We appreciate it. You'll get our feedback. Also, if you wanted some more additional content, go over to Instagram at the Fantasy Football and Show tag. I always want to say the fantasyfootballandshow.com. I always want to say that, but the tag is the Fantasy Football and Show on Instagram.
Thank you, Jason. So like every beer time breakdown, I mean, it's like literally 100 degrees in my garage right now. If you can tell if I'm sweating, this is helping. Keeps me warm in the winter and cool in the summer.
Yeah, I got the wind machine 3,300 blowing in my face right now.
I'm too afraid to have a fan on me because I don't know if it's going to disrupt the sound, but you know what? Next week, we're going to experiment with that. So, anyways, Jason, speaking of me getting grilled over here, why don't you turn up the heat a little bit higher? Give me that barbecue question of the week.
Oh, Tyler's asking for the barbecue question of the week, where we answer the questions that you want to know. And today's question is, so according to CBSSports.com, Philadelphia Eagles have the hardest schedule entering the 2023 season. With that being said, Tyler, does that change your mind of where you want to draft the Philadelphia Eagle players?
I don't care. I love it. I don't care, man. I really don't care. Say Lane Johnson and what's his name? Kelsey, bro, did not re-sign, I would care because I'd be like, dude, they've got the toughest schedule. Oh my God. But you know what? They did re-sign. Everything's all good on that offensive line. That's what I care about. If you're telling me I can get A.J. Brown in the third, yes, please. Jaylen Brown, I don't care where you draft him. He's probably going to be worth it. Tight end, dude, I'm kind of targeting Dallas Goedert. So, go Dierte. You put the E at the end. It's pretty cool. And, dude, even Devontae Smith, man, like, I think he's being a little bit overdrafted right now, but still at the same time, like, this is a team that could support. I think it did have 2 top 15 wide receivers last year. That's a rare thing. Usually there's only 2 teams in the league that do that. Can they repeat that? I'm not really sure about that. But, dude, I don't care, man. I don't care. I still love it. I still love them. And I will be targeting. Anyways, I will be targeting Eagles regardless of their schedule.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's always, when the schedule comes out, it's like, okay, who has the easiest schedule, who has the roughest schedule, and that kind of, for fantasy football and just football in general, you would like to know. But the Philadelphia Eagles, they have such a high power offense. They have so many playmakers on that team. It's like, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. I think the one concern, which isn't even a concern, would be the offensive coordinator leaving to go be the coach for the Colts, I believe, but I'm not even worried about that. They have so many playmakers on that team. Like, they're still going to put in work. Their defense is going to carry them or do their part too, because they're all Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, there's no concern. And I tell you what, Tyler, I don't care about the schedule. I don't care. I love it. We're going to just play that until it burns in your head.
All right, guys. So, Mama said, Mama said, first off, let's get right into this. Number one, we're going to do quarterbacks, just like your fantasy lineup. We're going to go quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight end. Three of each, or no, wait, not three of each. That'd be a crazy show. One of each, good and bad. What stood out to us on the strength of schedule stuff. So I had the good. I'm pretty much looking for like top 10 positions on this. Dude, Justin Herbert, the Herb man, number 3 overall for quarterbacks. So he has 9 good matchups, dude. Like, that is amazing. 5 bad matchups, but with 2, he's got 2 bad matchups in the playoffs. But where you're drafting Justin Herbert and like quarterbacks, I'm not too concerned unless it's just like crazy elite defense. Like, I'm not really too concerned about bad matchups. Bad matchups really are concerning me with running backs and sometimes wide receivers, depending on who the cornerback is. Also, they do have a -6 rest day advantage, which is 25th, but we're going to be talking about rest day advantages. It's kind of a new stat coming out. And I was looking at everything, and if you're like not double digits, it's really not that big of a deal. So, there's 6 days, they've got 6 less days than an average NFL team. That's bad, but there's like way worse. I don't think it's very concerning. So he's getting undersold this season in ADP because he was drafted, or because he had a broken rib cartilage all last season. Round 6, pick 4, he's going right now. If he blew up like he did, like he was supposed to last year, he'd be going along with Joe Burrow, or maybe even over Joe Burrow. And now he has Dallas Cowboys. What's his name? Kellen Moore, Jason. They stole your offensive coordinator, number 1 offense in the league. And Jason, Justin Herbert was number 1 in targeting running backs last season at 27%. So I think that's a knock on the offensive coordinator there. There was a defensive head coach. Well, he's still there, but still, dude, like, I don't know if he's really selected the right offensive coordinator. The offense is going to be much better this year. They're going to be throwing downfield more. I love Kellen Moore there, and I think that Justin Herbert, this is the lowest he's going to go until he's like in the twilight of his career.
Yeah, Tyler, I know you're a fan of this guy, and I am too. Last year, I think he was he was riddled with injuries. Is that what they say? They say riddled. He was riddled with injuries.
I mean, big time, dude. It was like he was killing it, and then he got that rib injury. And Austin Eckler was on, I think it was a Rich Eisen show. I can't remember. And he was like, dude, you guys don't realize how big of a deal that was. Like, he battled that all season. Like, he's like he's like the best quarterback in the league, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I do believe that was a big part. And you kind of want to target these players that were injured and are going to be playing like themselves next year.
Yeah, so like you said too, they got Kellen Moore, who was offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, who had like top 3 offense for like 3-4 years in a row, and then he's going to be Justin Herbert's going to come into this year healthy, and he still got Austin Eckler, one of the best running backs in the league. I do believe part of the reason why that his touchdowns were down last year, of course, with the injuries, but they sure gave the ball a lot to Austin Eckler. We thought that there was going to be a regression from his 20 touchdowns he had, the year before, and I think he matched it, or he got damn near close. So they also added another weapon. They drafted rookie Quentin.
Thank you, Jason. I forgot to talk about that.
What's that dude's name? Quentin something. Quentin
Johnston.
Quentin Johnson. That's right. So now he's got an additional weapon to the team. There's Kellen Moore still there. Mike Williams is still there for getting a big play, getting a big game, one every 5 games because of injury. But yeah, looking at this schedule, he's got a lot of easy matchups, and this should be considered in when you are thinking about drafting Justin Herbert, because this guy, where you get him, he could probably outperform his ADP.
Also, Jason, I do want to add in that you want to get like the end of a tier, like, that's where you get value, is at the end of a tier. And he is the second last of a tier. I think I have him right over Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence only has 5 good matchups going into next season. So, and he's number 21, where Justin Herbert is just all lined up for success. He's got new offensive coordinator coming off an injury, great schedule, in the middle of the pack for rest days. So I don't know. Even though his playoff schedule is not ideal, it's Oakland, Buffalo, Denver. I don't care, dude. I don't know what Denver's going to look like. Like, Buffalo scares me. At the same time, they were giving up points at the end of last season. So it's just, I'm not going to put too much into that.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's definitely going to help you win games in the first, at least the first 10 weeks of the season next year. There's a good chance that he's going to blow up.
All right, Mr. Jason, who do you have for bad? Very bad.
All right, who I have is Mr. Kyler Murray. He was 31. He was at the very bottom of this schedule, right? And I wanted to pick him just because he's a guy that could produce a lot of points, but because of the schedule, he's at the very bottom. Matthew Stafford was just right above him. This guy plays the Cowboys, the 49ers twice, the Bengals, the Rams twice, the Browns, Ravens, and Eagles. We do know that he dealt with injuries last season. He only played 11 games. I think it was also week 14 is when he tore his ACL. But also last season, his completion percentage was only 66%, which is the worst that he's had in 3 years. And his yards per attempt was 6.1 yards, and that's the worst in his career. But we do know, Kyler Murray, he gets a lot of his points from rushing the ball. But then, like I said, in week 14, he tore his ACL. So he gets a lot of his points. He does a lot of his damage in the run game. And he tore his ACL. He's going to be coming back with a bum knee. And we all know what we've seen. It usually takes about a year before an ACL injury. You kind of get full strength on that. So that kind of has me concerned too. The Cardinals did go draft one of the top offensive tackles in the league. They got Paris Johnson from Ohio State. They also got another offensive lineman in the 4th round, and in the 3rd round they went and got Michael Williams. Wilson. He is a wide receiver. The only thing is, it was kind of a weird pick because he doesn't have a lot of playing time. He also dealt with a lot of injuries, so I don't know how much help that's going to be. DeAndre Hopkins may be traded at the end of the year.
I think that's pivotal, Jason. I think that is pivotal.
Yeah, and one thing that I don't like about his schedule is that in the playoff weeks, week 15 he plays the 49ers, and in week 17 he plays the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, those two teams I care about defense, man. Historically great defenses. No thanks, man.
Yeah, and he's playing them in the playoffs, which is rough. But the good thing is, there is a video out there that Kyle Murray is squatting already. He's lifting the weights. That's 13 weeks after surgery. Coach Gannon feels that Murray's progress is good, but there's still a possibility that Murray might start on the PUP list, which means he'll probably miss 5 or 6 games at the beginning of the season. Right now, his ADP is round 17. And a lot of leagues, that's undrafted. That's pick 162. He's definitely going to be a high risk, high reward. It's I understand that he's getting to that point after seeing all this, why he may not be drafted. But I still think if he is there in the late rounds as a number 2 on your team, you got to take a shot on this guy. You got to take a shot on him just because of what he could do. Everything's stacked up against him, but he's still a playmaker. There might be a time, it might be 5 games coming into the season where he finally starts maybe doing well. But I also understand if you don't want to draft him just because if everything is going against him. And, the Cardinals right now, I think their power rankings is dead last in the league. They don't really have a powerful team. So I can see Kyler Murray not having a great year this year.
All right, Jason. So I think the biggest thing for his fantasy value is DeAndre Hopkins staying. If DeAndre Hopkins staying, I'm thinking about it. But at the same time, I think that if you can get him in the 16th round or 15th round, you should as your quarterback 2, just for upside. I mean, nobody has upside. He's top 5 in upside in the league. I don't care, dude. And drafting Paris Johnson is great. And there's also the chance that they're going to collapse for Caleb, that team. And shout out to TJ Jefferson of the Rich Eisen Show. He listened to my comment. I commented on there. Collapse for Caleb. He is fighting against Crater for Caleb and going for collapse for Caleb. I wish you'd shout out this show, but I don't think he can. Thank you so much, TJ Jefferson.
We're moving on up, Tyler. People are starting to respect us, recognize us.
Yeah. We need to get more. Yeah. It's not showing on the views. Is that all you have to say, Jason?
Not yet. Yeah, that's all I got. Who is this guy?
People, so, this guy couldn't be traded for a bag of balls. in your fantasy league last year. Probably maybe a bag of balls. That's pretty valuable in your fantasy league. He couldn't be traded for like a kicker. Dude, he just couldn't be traded. I mean, I got so many Najee Harrises for like all my Damian Pierces and stuff trades, and I rejected it. So I like the way the Pittsburgh Steelers finished. Najee Harris here is number 8 overall in running backs for but I looked at his good matchups. He has 7 good matchups, 2 in the playoffs, only 5 bad. The number 1 running back in this, Fantasy Nerds hierarchy or whatever was Jahmyr Gibbs, and he only had 5 good matchups. He just didn't have as many bad matchups, and I was like, dude, give me running backs with I just want to dominate. Give me to the playoffs, and if Najee Harris will do that, and he'll get you 2 good games in the playoffs. So upgraded offensive line with Broderick Jones and dude, what's his name, Darnell Washington. They got Frankenstein on their team, man. Frankenstein's gonna be running through. You can't pass rush Frankenstein. This fool is Frankenstein. I said Frankenstein about 10 times in the last 20 seconds. But still,
well,
dude,
you're right. I think they're gonna have him block. That's another beast on that line that's gonna be able to block.
I'm telling you, man.
Harris.
His ADP right now is round 4, pick 2. Like, dude, he was a first round pick last year, and Kenny Pickett was coming around in the second half. I'm telling you, dude, like this is like, I bet you money by the time drafts roll around, he's going to be going in the second round. It sucks. But right now, his ADP is like such a steal. It's ridiculous. And then you look at his schedule, and it's like, dude, it lines up for him just to be way over his ADP. 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games last year. He had over 20 carries in 3 of those last 5, so he was injured, and they weren't using him at all. But hey, man, in 3 of the last 5, he got 20 plus carries. So, and then they went out and got a lineman. And then the last thing I want to say, he's between Ramondre Stevenson and Aaron Jones, and that's and he's the end of a tier for me. I really like Najee Harris over Ramondre Stevenson. I think there's still a lot to say about I need to see the Patriots offense before I really invest into it, especially a running back. I don't care. And then also lastly, Jason, +7 in rest day advantage. I just said that this Chargers -6 really doesn't make that makes that big of a difference. When I see +7, that's getting close to making a difference for me, but still, it's not bad for a player that's injury prone or coming off that one big injury,
Yeah, and Tyler, you and I have said it multiple times in other episodes, is like one of the things that Steelers need to do for Kenny Pickett and for Najee Harris was to upgrade that offensive line, and they went out in the draft and did that. So now, if you're telling me that this guy is going in like the 4th round, I feel like this guy's going to show up like...
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, round 2, round 1 potential, and this is a good time to get him. Like, you're telling me he's got this amazing schedule. It looks like he does. Like, especially the middle of the season, this guy looks like he's just going to tear it up. He's going to tear it up. When it comes to the playoffs, it looks like he only has like one bad matchup because, Tyler, we have that extra week now, so it's week 15, 16, 17, 18. He's got the Bengals in week 16. He's got the Colts, though, in week 15. He's got Seattle in week 17, and he's got the Ravens in week 18.
Thank you, because I didn't write that down, and I was wondering who the bad matchup was, and it was the Bengals.
It was the Bengals, yeah. So this, and the good thing is like one of his bad matchups, Tyler, is the very first week of fantasy football. Very first week of the NFL season, he's playing against the San Francisco 49ers. And then it's like bombers, 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 bombers. He's going to help you get to that playoff in fantasy football, and he's going to probably even help you win because he's got pretty good matchups in the playoffs. So,
dude, yeah,
this is a lot of experts, Tyler. They don't even have this guy in the top 10 for running backs,
and that's I almost just said the S word, but that's BS. Jason, would you take, or what was I gonna say? Are you, because you're not going to be doing that's right, you're not going to be drafting a running back early, are you?
I think the earliest it looks like it's going to be round 3.
Dude, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to ask. Would you like Najee Harris as your number 1 running back?
This year, if I could get him where he's at, like you're saying round 4, if I could even get that dude in like round 3, there's a good possibility that I'm going to get this dude and he's going to be my number 1 running back that I got in the round 3.
Dude, I'm telling you, because I've been getting Nick Chubb in the second, and I was like, that's a travesty that Nick Chubb is going like late second. But if you tell me I can get Najee Harris like a round later, I might just do that and get another wide receiver, or whatever. I don't know, man. It's going to be hard to pass up. So yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you agree, Jason. That was a really good one for me. I was doing a lot of research and I want to do Jahmyr Gibbs so bad, but dude, Najee Harris, everything is like literally lining up for him.
Yeah. All right.
Who you got, Jason? Who you got? Bad.
Who I got? Oh, I got this guy. Let me just scroll down here on fantasynerds.com. Got great information here. I just want to get to my pick real quick. He's kind of down there, and this is a guy that I wanted to pick because he is going pretty early, even though he's got a bad schedule. But stick with me here, okay? I got a lot to say about this guy. Saquon Barkley. He has a 29th worst schedule for running backs. He is between Kenneth Walker and James Conner. Those are the players that he's up against. He plays the Saquon. He's got the Cowboys twice. He's got the 49ers. He's got the Bills, the Commanders, and he plays the Patriots. But the thing is, last year was amazing for Saquon Barkley owners. He had 1,426 yards. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry, but he also had 64 receptions, and he played in 18 games, Tyler. He played in 18 games. That's huge because recently, the last couple of years, he's been struggling with injuries, but last year, he played all games. It was his best rushing stat since his rookie season. And this is what we're seeing. We were like, dude, Saquon Barkley is back. He had a year recovered from his injury, his ACL injury, or it was like his second year recovered from his ACL injury. So he was like back to full strength, and they were using him the way that he should be used. In the draft, the Giants, they also upgraded their line a little bit. They got a center in the second round. But this guy I was really excited for was Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee. My comp, if we were going to talk about that guy, was he reminded me a lot of Deshaun Jackson. What did Deshaun Jackson do a lot? He spread the offense. He spread that field, and I think that's going to benefit the running game. They also got a running back from Oklahoma, but in the 5th round, I'm not really too worried about that. So he has one of the worst schedules, but in the playoff weeks, he's not battling the best defenses, and he's not battling the worst. It's kind of like, the medium of that. And week 15, he's got the Saints, 16 Eagles, 17 Rams, and then 18 the Eagles again. With those 4 teams, they are in the 13 to 24 range for best running defense, right? Like I'm okay with that. I will take that. And his ADP right now is that he's going around the 1-2 turn. And right now, I think that's perfect. I think that's a perfect spot for him because this guy, at that spot, he does have the potential to be the number 1 running back at the end of the year. Has the potential to be the number 1 running back at the end of the year.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be targeting Saquon this year, and but it just doesn't line up for where he is going. And my pick, I still love with that. I mean, if he's my number 1 running back, I'm feeling better than Najee Harris, but still, running back means a lot. I mean, schedule means a lot to me in running backs. And all I've heard, dude, is that the Giants have the worst schedule. Like, I know I've heard the Eagles have a bad schedule, but all I've heard on like the Coward and everything else, man, the Giants are just got the worst luck in the scheduling. So, yeah.
Well, they're in the same division.
Oh, there you go. So, I mean, where's he going? Where's what round? What pick is he going? You think?
He's like the 1-2 turn.
I was just gonna say, I think he's going like in first, top of second. Like, would I feel comfortable doing that? I'd probably go wide receiver, and then wait and get Najee Harris or something, dude. Like, really?
I'm okay getting a wide receiver and then getting Saquon Barkley. After what I saw last year and after the stats of what I saw, I'm okay. I really think this guy, for what Dayball is doing and what we see, we already know with Daniel Jones as a quarterback that he could produce these numbers because that's what happened last year. I really think, will he be the number 1 running back at the end of the year? I don't think so, but I'm just saying, like, in the number 2 round, he has the potential
No,
to
you're
be
right.
the number one running back.
You're right. Like he's got like Najee Harris has no shot at being the number one,
Yeah.
but Saquon does. So you are correct. I will yield.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones up in here. I yield,
Yep.
dude.
Damn, I was trying to do the theme song right then. That didn't work.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. All right, Jason, you like Batman?
I love Batman.
Did you watch the new one?
Oh, of course. With Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I'm vengeance.
The Riddler, dude. This guy doesn't work with duct tapes. This guy works with a cell phone and DraftKings.
Who do you got? I didn't even see. Who do you got? Who do you have?
So my wide receiver that I was looking at. So the rankings are a little bit weird, but we're talking about Kenny Rogers here. You got to know when to hold him. Know when to fold him. This guy had mental health issues in 2021, and he got suspended for 2022 for gambling. You know, that's why I'm singing The Gambler by Kenny Rogers, if you know what I'm talking about.
I get you.
Calvin Ridley, dude, got traded to Jacksonville Jaguars with the quarterback that Jason and I loved last year. We love him this year, Trevor Lawrence. And so he was number 20 on this list, but it's stupid how they do this ranks. It's like, you know, per team. So it's like the Bengals has Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. You know, it's as far as number one wide receivers goes, he's number 10. So, you know, he's in the top 1/3 of favorable schedules for number one wide receivers. 6 good matchups, 2 in the playoffs. That means a lot to me for wide receivers. He has 5 bad matchups. You know, I think he had more bad matchups than some of the top wide receivers, but still, I mean, dude, the number one Saints have 7 good. So if you're on the Saints, like Michael Thomas, you know, blah, 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 and Rashid Shaheed or something, like those were the number 1, 2, and 3. So it's kind of hard to rank on wide receivers. He is -1 in rest day advantage. So, you know, whatever. He's average. There's nothing to think about there. Dude, Calvin Ridley's going round 6, pick 9. Are you telling me that like a guy that I wouldn't mind as my number 2 wide receiver is going at the end of the 6th round? Like this fool was the number 4. What was it? No. Yeah, number 4 overall wide receiver in 2020. You know, then he had mental health issues, which I understand, dude. I've been depressed. I wanted to kill myself with a football, dude, if I could throw it hard enough.
Gosh.
Being real, dude. This is real. Woo! Well, it's fun to laugh about now.
Now is a good time to laugh about it.
Anyways, he's going between Terry McLaurin and, dude, this is crazy too, Jason. Mike Evans is going like at the 7-8 turn, or, you know, at the 6-7 turn or whatever. But dude, his ceiling is so much higher than McLaurin and Evans. It's ridiculous. I do not want a wide receiver from Baker Mayfield. And yeah, I don't want anything from I like Dawson. Dawson is intriguing, but don't give me anybody from the Commandeers. But yeah, dude. So Calvin Ridley, he's a value when you see what the picks are around him. He's got a number 10 overall good schedule, 2 good matchups in the playoff. So, and a decent amount of rest. So, dude, I'm telling you, man, this is like one of those players we talked about, you know, Najee Harris coming off an injury, or no, coming off a bad season and an injury, really. And then Justin Herbert coming off an injury, and now Calvin Ridley coming off a suspension. So this is where you find, and the strength of schedules line up with these players. So these 3 players so far, everything is lining up for them to way overperform their ADPs.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this on Fantasy Nerds too. They have Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones, and Kristen Kirk.
I know, dude. That's why I hate that. I had to go back and like count. Like I was like, okay.
Yeah. The good thing is that they're putting Calvin Ridley above all of them, which is great. You know, you and I, we both believe in Calvin Ridley. You know, this guy, he had mental health issues. He's also a gambler. But the thing is, Tyler, he has not been taking hits. He has not been getting hit, which is great. Like, if I was going to have somebody miss some time, I'd rather have it just, you know, I guess suspended because of gambling instead of, like, recovering from an injury, you know? So, this guy's going to come back in to the league, fresh AF, bro.
AF. Oh my God. Did you see that thing the other day?
TGIN. But woo! Yeah, so I think he has a pretty damn good schedule because even in the fantasy playoffs, he's got Baltimore, which is like a medium team, like in the first week. But it looks like it's probably gonna be one of those games, like Lamar Jackson against Trevor Lawrence. It's gonna be possibly a shootout, right? And then you got the Buccaneers week 16, you got the Panthers in week 17, you got the Titans in week 18, and leading up to that, the thing is, Tyler, they play the Texans twice. And I believe the only reason why the Texans are up here for like good pass defense is just because people were able to run the ball over them.
As well, the whole second half is non-passing.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. It's crazy to me. So for me personally, it looks like the only matchups he really has is it's going to be week 7 against the Saints, week 13 against the Bengals, which should be a great game, and week 14 against the Browns. So this guy, where you're telling me, like, I am with what he has and what the capability and his potential, I am possibly going to try to look and get him a lot sooner than what round 6.
And I do want to say, like, yeah, this is ADP, but like, more than often, he goes before that because there's people like Jason and I out there that know what we're doing.
Yeah, because I want this guy. I'm going to be battling Tyler for this guy. But I think the way it works out, Tyler might get him. And then I know Tyler's weakness is a trade. So I will trade a kicker for Calvin Ridley, and I would get what I want.
It's only my weakness because nobody ever wants to trade with me. So sometimes I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, true.
I do want to say, oh man, I'm trying to see who our last subscriber was. I was going to give him a shout out. Sweat is dripping down my body. Oh,
what the heck?
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
Oh my God! Every time I turn on YouTube, there's some belly bouncing, weird sound and crazy stuff, man. All right, hey, I do want to give a shout out to Sarah Christine. Thank you for commenting so much, and also, hey, I'm 18. You're great. Who was the subscriber? God dang it, man! Oh, new subscriber, A Train 1270. A Train.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it all.
A Train. A Train. All right, Jason. So give me somebody bad.
Okay. Man, right when I open up my kombucha, the guy I have is Amari Cooper. Oh my gosh. No phones allowed. Yeah, it's Amari Cooper. And while I'm pouring this, and then I'm gonna let the foam settle. Gotta let the foam.
Mr. Cooper. Did you watch TGIF, Jason?
I did. One of the funniest episodes ever is when Cooper gets a concussion. It is hilarious. Okay, let me give you my little facts about Amari Cooper. So Amari Cooper, he had like the 56th worst. Oh my God, tough schedule, right? Oh, Tyler, you're so fast. I
do?
I gotta scroll down here real quick.
I can see my gray hair on camera, Jason. Can you see this?
Hold on.
I'm blurry probably. But you're going to go back and you're going to watch this here and be like, holy crap, Tyler's getting old.
Look at this.
Yeah, dude, but you don't have gray hair.
Because I don't have any hair. You thought. The world thought they were going to see me, but they can't. Okay, Amari Cooper. Actually, I got him here as number 53. He's right between Kadarius Toney, Tyler, and Cooper Kupp. But guess where Cooper Kupp is at? Just take a guess.
He's in, I don't know, he's probably in LA right now.
You're right. He's in LA at the bottom. Cooper Kupp has the worst schedule out of any wide receiver. And I was thinking about doing that, but I'm just like, dude, Cooper Kupp is too good. right? I don't care about his schedule. Sean McVay doesn't care about their schedule. He is so good in that system. It doesn't matter. He's still probably going to go in the top
Hit
like
it.
five. Oh man, there's so much. I I don't I don't care
I don't care. I love it.
about him. I would still try to get him in the first top 5 because he's that damn good. Sorry, I'm like on so many web pages right here, dude. Like he would do it.
And you're talking about, why are you talking about 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 wait, are we talking about Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper, but I'm talking right now. I'm just saying the reason why I'm not talking about the person at the very bottom, Cooper Cup, is just because for how good he is, he could have the worst schedule ever. He fits that system with Sean McVay just perfect. Like it doesn't matter. He's still going to produce.
Quick question, Jason.
Yes.
Amari or Cooper Cup or Jamar Chase?
Oh, I'm a Jamar Chase fan.
Me
After
too,
what-
dog.
After what I saw in LA last year, like don't get me wrong, like let's say Jamar Chase is taken by that point, and Cooper Cup is available at the number 5th pick, I will get Cooper Cup. But I like to pick my players on winning teams, and the Bengals have proven what like
right back.
okay. I think back-to-back seasons of winning the division. Give me some Jamar Chase, dude. Some Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. They got that connection, dog. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. So Cooper Cup, 56. He's between Kadarius Toney and Cooper Cup, who is last. They play the Bengals twice. They play the Seahawks, the Broncos, the 49ers, and the Jets. So last year, Amari Cooper was 78, 1,160 with 9 touchdowns. He averaged 14.9 yards per catch, was tied for the second highest in his career. Another downfall is that the Browns traded for Elijah Moore. And then surprisingly, the Browns went out and drafted wide receiver Cedric Tillman. I also believe he's from Tennessee in the 3rd round, right? And it's just like, oh my gosh, there's more pieces to the pie here. They did get an offensive tackle in the 4th and a center in the 6th to probably help, boost up that offensive line. Deshaun Jackson, this is his 2nd year with the team, so he's going to be more comfortable with the play calling and whatnot. In the playoff weeks, Amari Cooper has a decent schedule, but when you get to like the finals, like week 17, he's playing against the Jets, and week 18, he's playing against the Bengals, which both had a pretty decent secondary last year. His ADP, he's going about in the round 6, which it's funny that Tyler also did his on Calvin Ridley, because my note right here, I said, maybe look into Calvin Ridley before Amari Cooper for next year. Just because of all the things that I'm reading right now, like it's kind of scary in a way. Also I was kind of looking into his age, because I thought this guy was going to be like 35, because I'm like, he's been in the league for 20 years. No, he's only like 28. But if he's going in the round 6, and with everything kind of counting against him right now, with trading for a wide receiver, drafting a wide receiver, tough schedule. He's got the Jets in the playoff, in the championship, and he's also got the Bengals in the championship. Round 6, I would try to get Calvin Ridley over Amari Cooper in round 6. That's funny, Tyler, because you were just talking about Calvin Ridley, and that's why I had in my note. I said maybe look into Calvin Ridley before Amari Cooper.
Oh, good. I probably, you know what? It'd be tough. I think they're about even, because I really do believe in Amari Cooper this year, but with you, all the stuff you're telling me about his schedule and things, it does make a difference for me.
Yeah, and the draft capital, they got this guy in round 3, so he's not going to be like an instant starter. Cedric Wilson, what I say his name was, Cedric Tillman. He's not going to be like an instant starter, but he's a 3rd rounder. They want to get him on the field, and then they go and drafted Elijah Moore, and they still got Donovan People-Jones, and they still are great at the run game. So it's just with the schedule added, I don't know, man. It would be tough. I think there's other players you want to try to get before Amari Cooper, in my opinion.
All right, Jason. Sorry, somebody from my work literally just came to my house unannounced. It just knocked on my door. And they're like, they wanted to hang out. And I was like, I'm doing a fantasy football show right now. Thank God I was doing this because I wouldn't answer the phone anyways. So,
Oh my, what? I'd be so upset. Like,
dude, I'm like, and he's like, oh, maybe we'll come back later. And I was thinking,
why?
dude, I'm going to I don't know what to do right now. I'm about to text this fool.
Turn off the lights and lock the
Don't
door.
ever come back here, dude. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, yeah, my wife was like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is so weird. Yeah, it is weird. So please don't do that in the future. Freaking psychos. All right. So next up, Dalton Schultz, number 1 best schedule for tight ends coming into next season. 7 good matchups, 4 bad matchups. He's going to be the safety blanket for CJ Stroud. Do I think he's going to perform to what he was doing with peak Dak Prescott? Probably not. But right now he's going round 11, pick 2. When he was going peak Dak Prescott, Jason, I think that you were picking him up like round 7 or something like that. So where he's going and the potential that he has, it's looking pretty good to me. So -2 in rest day advantage, Houston is. Like I said, anything around 0, that's fine. I don't really care. So no worries in that department. And then, yeah, dude. So pretty much all I have is a rookie quarterback. They paid this guy a bunch of money to come over. Like, do I think he's going to be? He's going between Njoku and Kmet. Like, yeah, I do like Njoku, but like, I think he's going to be a top 10 tight end. Like that's all I think. I think that Dalton Schultz has potential to be a top 5 tight end. I don't think that about Njoku, really. I think Amari Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones has more play under Deshaun Watson, not Njoku, and then Cole Kmet. And I hate Cole Kmet, so there you go. Because I drafted him last year, and then I dropped him, and then he started killing it.
He's on the big turd list.
He's on that turd list, man. He is a big turd. So anyways, Jason, I don't know. You were a Cowboys fan. How did you feel about Dalton Schultz going over to the Houston Texans?
Yeah. It's a weird situation because I think if I remember his salary is 1 year, $9 million. I think it's something around that realm, but it was also still like, okay, why didn't the Cowboys just pay this to keep up? But whatever. So it's always like tight end or a rookie's quarterback best friend, right? And the thing about Dalton Schultz here is like his tough matchups are in the beginning of the year, which is also probably the same time that their rookie quarterback is trying to figure out the system, right? Trying to get used to the NFL speed and the play calling and all that. After week 8, Tyler, he's got nothing but great matchups for tight ends up until week 16 when he's got the Browns. But then in week 17, he's got the Titans. And then week 18, he's got the
I was going to say, yes, too good in the playoffs. So like every single skill position I've listed has had 2 good matches in the playoffs. So I think that matters.
That's very important.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a pretty good pick. And I'm looking here, like, he's got a better schedule than Dawson Knox, Mark Andrews. He is the number 1 guy. So I think there's a chance that like this could be like a sleeper guy.
Yeah, he's more of if you're going around 11, I think that considers you a sleeper.
Absolutely. Because he looks like he's going to have the potential to be in the top 10, top 5 maybe, like tight ends at the end of the year. Just because his schedule is just killer, bro. That's killer. Cha.
All right, man. Do you have a bad boy for me?
Oh my gosh, Tyler, you're gonna hate this. Please keep doing this show with me. I know you're gonna hate it. So. My guy is, and the reason why I'm doing this is because he is going in like the top. He's like the number 3, 4 tight end, like going off the board. This is TJ Hockenson that I'm going to put on here. He's got the 23rd worst schedule matchup for tight ends. He's going right between Zach Ertz and Greg Dulcich. Those 2 you could also probably throw in this mix to talk about, but I'm like, dude, Zach Ertz is getting old. Greg Dulcich, let's see another year. This guy is going to get, so TJ Hockenson is going against the Panthers. They play the Bears twice, the 49ers, who I believe is like on every player that I pick that I have to go against. So it's like, if you're going against the 49ers, you're automatically, that's a tough defense to go against. He's playing the Packers twice and the Saints. So last year, TJ Hawkinson's had 96 receptions, 1,043 yards, and 6 touchdowns on 140 targets, Tyler. This guy, he was 4th on the team in targets and at a 13% target share. And Adam Thielen is now gone. And Adam Thielen took 17% of target share with him. So I know they did draft Jordan Addison in the first round from USC, but Adam Thielen, like I said, he took 17% of the target shares with him. That's going to be split up. It's going to be split up. So I believe his target share is going to go up a little bit more. Also, this is going to be his first full season with the Vikings, so I also believe that target share is going to go up a little bit more. In the playoff weeks, he plays the Lions, the Packers, and then the Lions again. Right now, his ADP is round 5, and I believe that is a decent spot. There's definitely tight ends I would get before him, but because the targets will be there for him, the opportunities will be there for him. I think that's a good spot because I would want him I would want to draft him more than like the players behind him, right? So Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, probably maybe even George Kittle. I don't know. We'll see what happens in preseason. I would want to get before him, but everybody else, I would get TJ Hockenson. He has a potential to even be a number 2, number 1 wide receiver at the end of the year just because of the targets. The opportunity is there.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, 140 targets, that's like one less than DK Metcalf last year, and I was really praising DK Metcalf for that. So that's crazy about the amount of targets. And I love TJ Hockenson as a Viking because he gets hyper-targeted by Kirk Cousins. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Where he's going and everything, I can't remember. I think, isn't he going over? What round is he going in?
5.
I want to say he was getting close to Kittle, and I was like, dude, I would much rather have Kittle over him. And then I would almost rather have Kyle Pitts over him, but I don't know. I'd rather have TJ Hawkinson's over Kyle Pitts. So,
me too.
I mean, he's probably going where he should. As long as you get Kittle over him, you'd probably be fine.
Yeah, I think where he's going, it should be fine. But we also got to remember that like he didn't come to Kirk Cousins' system until
I think you said birthday party.
November. They didn't come to Kirk Cousins' birthday party until November. And that's when it really started stacking up. That's when these targets really started rolling in because they went heavy on the passing game last year in the Minnesota Vikings. And then, like I said, like Adam Thielen went to the Panthers and he took his targets with him. I don't think Jordan Addison is going to get 70% of the targets his first year just because of that. He might get close, but I think it's still going to be spread out. I think there's a good chance that him, Kettle, and Andrews, there's a good chance they're all going to be battling for that number 2 tight end overall. Actually, you know what? Let me leave out Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews is probably number 2. So Kettle and TJ Hockenson, I feel like, could be battling for number 3 tight end at the end of the year.
All right, Mr. Jason. We just went over all of our good and all of our bad for specific players. So thank you so much. If you made it to the end of this, we appreciate you. That's amazing. Like literally, dude, I think all your players are going to make me make me think twice about players. All the players I got are players I think that we both think that you guys should target. So yeah, like if you're in doubt about a certain player and they're on Jason's weakness or bad list, maybe that justifies you not drafting him. But vice versa. So anyways, thank you so much for watching the show. Jason, you had a good one?
This is great. I love this episode. Look at my thing here. It's Reggie Bush.
Oh, dude, it's like pixelated until I watch this back. But still, I can tell that's Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. I got it on here. I'm so happy. Even though I'm gonna probably take it down and put a frame around it, but
so I was thinking about getting a picture. So it's totally, once you get one, you want the frame, Jason?
Yeah, I think definitely want the frame.
Well, just go to Amazon and get a frame. They're pretty cheap. So
yeah.
All right, people. Thank you so much. we will be back. I think I probably will come out with an episode on Monday about mock drafts. You know how that's going, mock draft trends kind of thing. Other than that, man, we will be back on Friday drinking with you. So thank you so much. What'd you say?
In person, bro. You're going to be.
Oh, shoot. Be sure to turn in next week because, my wife had like a head injury. I need to talk to Jason about that. She got punched by a patient on Monday. It was crazy. So I've got to wait and make sure she's getting a CT scan next week. Let's hope she's okay. As long as she's okay, I'm going to go. But as long as everything's okay, Jason and I will be together in person next week. Be sure to tune into that. I don't know what we're going to be doing. Maybe mock draft. Who knows? We're probably going to be extra messed up. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be like, peer pressure, man. Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
Yeah. Doing this face-to-face is going to be more nerve-wracking, I tell you what.
You're going to be sitting across from me and you're going to be like, be all smelling your breath and stuff. Like, oh my God, dude. Get a Mentos.
I don't think so.
All right, guys. Like I said, tune in next week and we will catch you on the flip side.
See ya.